grinder mentality. I grind for the feeling. I'm a real ass nigga. These niggas, they counterfeit it. Staying true to my religion, they thinking that I'm a Christian. Mama thinking I'm a villain, but I'm expressing my feelings.
Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Rich Mentality Podcast. What's good, man? It's good to see y'all. Good to hear from my good people, man. You know, we got nothing but good news, and we're going to get directly into it. But number one, I need y'all to drop in the comments. Let me know how y'all been doing. Drop in the comments. Let me know what's been the move. Any new gems, any new books, courses, anything that can help somebody get some money, man. Drop, you know what I'm saying? Don't be stingy with that information, because that's what it's all about. You know, nobody is going to help yourself out, you know, more than you're going to help yourself. But not only that, but when you do learn that each one, teach someone else. Giving is the secret to abundance. Giving is the secret to abundance. So whenever you're doing something, you know, learn it and teach it to others. That's true success, right? You know, and that's on a whole nother level. But for the most part, man, everything is good. Everything is great. Like I mentioned last podcast, you know, we started the TikTok for both. You know, we started the TikTok for Rich Mentality Podcast. We also started the TikTok for myself, you know, and updating you guys from last time. I am at 32,000 family members. I don't call them followers. 32,000 family members. And the reason why I call them family members is because it's literally like family members, you know. When you look at people as a follower, you already stating to them that I'm superior, right? And for me, you know, that's just not my thing. Like I get, you know, what it is. You know, some people are gonna worship you, some people are gonna just be fans, some people are gonna treat you like family members, some people is truly supporters, you know, and I never feel like I'm superior. But for me, I just appreciate everybody who take out the time to really support me, who really take out the time to, you know, just tune into my content. And that's what it's all about for me. So I call them family members. But like I said, man, we had 32,000 followers, 32,000 family members. I don't want to be no hypocrite, but 32,000 family members. And, you know, we just moving forward, right? So with that being said, man, if y'all want to do the same thing, I'm definitely going to have a book coming out. It's going to be entitled 7 Steps to Growing Your Social Media Platform, you know. And I'm still kind of it's not concrete just yet. I may find something that's better. I don't know, you know. And if y'all got any ideas, let me know what's good, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, before I get into, you know, the main topic, which is laws of the land. Before I get into the laws of the land, I want to let y'all know, man, the quote of the day is prayer without works is dead. I'm going to say that 2 more times. Prayers without work is dead. Prayers without work is dead. Well, what you mean, Reno? Well, again, you can pray for something, but if you don't believe, then it's dead. You can pray for something, but if you don't work, then it's dead. So faith is the substance of things unseen, right? Faith is the substance of things hoped for. So you have to believe in something that you don't even see, but that's part of the battle. The other battle is the work. You got to put the work in. And when you decide not to put the work in, now you're already holding up your dream. Now you're already holding up that thing that you're trying to do. You know, it's way more than just saying, you know, I'm going to pray and just wait for it. No. You got to really put that work in. You got to really, you know, persevere. Put consistency in. Do you know how powerful consistency is? You know, it's real powerful. So with that being said, when it comes to, you know, your dream or anything you're working on, you got to put that in there. And that's why I say the quote of today is prayers without works is dead. You gotta, you know, you gotta have that working mentality. You gotta have that ambition. Right? You got to understand what it takes to really grasp and have something. You know, you got to have that aspiration. You got to have inspiration. You got to be willing to fight for what you want. Because the thing is, what happens when God tell you no? What happens when life tell you no? And it will tell you no. Well, what you mean by that, Reno? Well, okay, for instance, say you want to become, you know, this football player. And you've been all your life, you've been preparing and working to become this football player. All your life, you've been taught and you've learned this particular skill in in essence with your gift. Because, in order to be a great athlete, I do believe that it just has to be a gift to be a great athlete, right? You can learn to be a good athlete, but to be great, one of the greats, you have to utilize your gift as well. So you've been utilizing your gift. You've been sharpening this skill. You've been doing everything it takes to become great at a high level. And now you get your chance. And once you get your chance, you break your leg. You break your arm. You break whatever, and you're unable to play football for the rest of your life. What are you going to do when life tell you no? What are you going to do when God tell you no? Are you going to stop believing? Are you going to stop working? Are you going to not have faith anymore? Are you going to stop praying? And that's the whole point. What are you going to do? So with that being said, prayer without works is dead. And you still got to have faith. Even when that thing that you said you wanted to do, it don't go through. Because life is going to happen. But that doesn't mean that you don't have a higher destination. It doesn't mean that you don't have another place of elevation or somewhere you can go to, actually manifest the things that you've been actually fighting for, to see those things coming to fruition. Your dreams, your aspirations. So you got to understand that. And I just wanted to kind of open that up, open this up, man. And in a positive spirit, in a positive outlook, just to let y'all know, just because you hear no doesn't mean that you got to accept it. You don't got to accept it. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep fighting. And you got to keep that rich mentality, right? So as I transition, I want y'all to understand about the laws of the land. And it all coincides, because in the law of the land, you got to realize, in order to become successful, you don't got to ask nobody. You don't got to wait on nobody. It's all within you, and it's all within here. And not only that, but it's orchestrated by a set of laws. That's it. It's orchestrated by laws. People don't understand that. Look, God is a busy God. He's busy. He don't got time to be doing things over here and be doing things over here. He got other things to do. So what he did was he placed laws in place. He put laws in place, right? So whenever something is going on, you're gonna automatically, be dealt with, or not necessarily in a bad way, but you're gonna automatically, be handled. It's gonna automatically be tend to. Why? Because there's laws already in place, right? So for instance, one of them, and what people don't realize, that one of the main laws is law of attraction. That's number one. But what do you mean by law of attraction, Reno? Well, you get what you hang around. The energy you associate yourself with, that's the energy that you're going to get. So if you hang around 10 millionaires, you'll become the 11th one. You right? If you hang around, 10 drug dealers, you'll become the 11th one. Unless you got an extremely strong mind, and even then, you will still be associated. And that's just as worse. So with that being said, is that you're going to get what you hang around. Right? And just as well, it's that in the physical world, it's the same thing, on the internet, in the metaverse, or whatever you want to call it. It's so many things that you can get, by utilizing the law of attraction, bad or good, negative or positive. So for instance, if you're on social media and all you're doing is posting your guns, you posting where you at, you posting what you doing, who you doing it with, you posting that you on the block, you on the street, you kicking it with your homeboys. Well, whatever the case is, right? You posted, and every single thing that you putting online is negative. What you think you're going to get back? What do you think you're going to get back? So what I mean is, utilize law of attraction for what it's good for, not for what it's bad for. These are the laws that's set in place. So check this out. If you're posting, motivational speaking online, and it's good. You posting your cosmetology, doing hair. You're posting you cutting hair as a barber. You posting, your entrepreneurial stuff, your business stuff, your products, your service, whatever you have to offer. You rapping. Whatever the case is, the list going on, painting, whatever, right? You post that. Now you're putting yourself in position to reach the masses, reach the world. You're reaching the masses. You're reaching the world. Why? Just because of this one button. Just because of this one particular platform. The internet. Law of attraction is real. So whether it's online or offline, law of attraction still matters. Number 2, law of reciprocity. In many social situations, we pay back what we have received from others. In other words, we automatically feel like, we should do a favor back, for a favor. It's almost like quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. So what I mean by that is, if someone, buys you a pizza, next time you're gonna be, more prone to buy that other person a pizza. Why? Well, because it's quid pro quo. And not only that, it's a law. It's a law. So that's the law of reciprocity. So if you utilize that for the right reasons, or utilize that in the right way, guess what? You'll benefit. So for instance, let's just say you're working for a company, you trying to get your way up, you trying to, get your weight up in there, working your way up and stuff like that. And they ask you, can you get donuts for the company, right? You may be an intern, you may be in an apprenticeship, or you just may be a low-level worker. Okay, cool. They ask you to get the donuts. They pretty much treating you like an intern. Well, what you don't know is that they're pretty much testing your character. They seeing how long are they going to stick this out? How long are they going to work? How long are they going to stay persistent? How long are they going to persevere? And next thing you know, within 2 years, maybe 3, or even a year, now they promote you. That's the law of reciprocity. And not only promote you, but the higher you go up, the more people you know, the higher your opportunity, and it just put you in a better position. But guess what? That was law of reciprocity. Now if you was to say, you know what, I ain't gonna do that. Nah, I ain't going to get no donuts. Nah, I ain't doing this. Nah, I ain't doing that. But guess what? Okay, now the law of reciprocity is not in effect anymore. It's not in effect anymore. So you want to put yourself in position to utilize the law of reciprocity the best way possible. The best way possible. Law of cause and effect. Law of cause and effect. In other words, it's karma, right? It's karma. Whatever you do, there's a consequence or a ramification for it. Whatever you do, there's a consequence or a ramification for it. And it doesn't have to always be bad. It can be positive as well. You put out a great song, a great record, you can get a Grammy for it, right? You can do anything and it works. But guess what? You punch somebody in the face, you may get punched back. Law of cause and effect. Karma. You reap what you sow, right? You start multiple businesses, or you go to school, you get your degree, you start that business, you start reaping the fruits of your labor, your harvest. That's just it is what it is. Law of cause and effect, and you got to understand how serious it is. It's a law. Every single action, in this universe produces a reaction. No matter what, it's karma. You reap what you sow, and again, it's positive or negative. It can be utilized in any direction. It's the laws of the land. And a lot of people don't understand how this operates. Some people, especially when it comes to karma, some people just feel like you can treat anybody any type of way. You feel like you're not going to never get it back. You're going to always get that back. Good or bad, you're going to always get that back. So you got to understand that and keep that rich mentality in any situation and always utilize them laws. The next law that I want to let y'all know, and this is the cause of people being selfish, they don't think it's enough. Right? They don't think it's enough. So they're operating in a scarcity mindset. They're operating in a mindset of where they think that it's very few, it's very little. Law of abundance. Well, what is law of abundance? There's enough money, food, opportunity, love, compassion, and light for us all. Right? It's enough for us all. It's enough money for us. It's enough food for us. It's enough opportunity. It's enough compassion, love. You don't have to operate in a scarcity mindset. You just don't. But some people think otherwise because they don't think that it's enough. They don't have an abundance mindset. You have to have an abundance mindset. But what do you mean by that? If I'm not seeing it right now, it goes back to faith. You got to have faith that you will have it. You have to. Right? It says, seeking you will find, asking you shall receive. Right? Knock on doors and they'll be open. So no matter how long it takes, these things will happen. It's already written. But you got to believe in yourself. You got to persevere and you got to keep pushing. But everybody has the birthright of abundance. You don't got to live in a smaller house or have a little smaller car. If that's what makes you happy, you're successful. I'm not stating that you got to have the house of the biggest, money, the most of the most. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that you have the right to abundance. You have the right to have more. You have the right to have whatever you want. Law of abundance it's a law. it states that you can have whatever you want. It states that as long as you ask, you shall receive. My next one, laws of polarity. Law of polarity, right? So where there's good, there's bad. Where there's hot, there's cold. Where there's wet, there's dry, right? You know what I'm saying? It's all, where there's negative, there's positive. It's always going to be something. So, whenever you're going through something in life, you got to realize, even though the situation may be negative, it's something good about it. It's something good about it. I don't care if your car broke down. It's something good about it, right? It may be time for you to level up and get a whole nother car. And that car may be a Benz. That car may be a BMW. It may be a Ferrari, whatever the case is. But you got to understand that anything that happened to you bad, it's always going to be a flip side for it to be something positive to happen to you, right? These are the laws of polarity, right? And what people don't realize is that in life, things are going to happen to you. But it goes back to what I was just saying. What are you going to say when life tell you no? What are you going to say when God tell you no? But you got to see the blessing in the curse. It's all about how you view things. It's all about how you see things. It's all about, your perspective, your mindset. And that's why I preach so loudly. Keep a rich mentality. Keep a rich mentality. Keep a rich mentality in whatever you're doing. Because that's going to be your fuel to push you to success. That's going to be your fuel to push you through hardship. That's what it's going to be. So you got to understand that, right? And the last thing I would say, anything that you want, in life, it's available to you. It's available to you, right? It goes back to the law of abundance. Anything that you want, it's available to you. And what people don't realize, when it comes to the law of polarity, anything that happened to you, it's an opposite for it. It's an opposite for it. So guess what? Whenever you broke, on the opposite of broke, what is it? Rich. Right? Whenever you broke, the opposite of that is rich. It's the law of polarity. But you have to train your mind and put your mind in a rich mentality. And it's not always about the monetary value. It's about the way you think. Somebody said this cool thing. There was like, if everybody in the world was to split up all the money, right? And all the money that was in the world, if everybody was to split that up, it'd end up in the same pockets. Why? Because of energy. I'm gonna say that to you again, because you may not understand. If all the money in the world was split up between everybody, it'd end up in the same pockets. It'd end up in the same hands. Why? It's the mindset. It's the mindset. People, you're going to spend it anyway. You're going to give it right back to the same people. So until you switch your mindset into a rich mentality, then you're going to always be broke. And you're not going to be able to see the flip side, of the polarity of being broke, which is rich. You got to understand that, So that's my spiel, man. Understand the laws of the land. The laws of the land was placed here, right, to keep us all in order. The laws of the land was placed here so we can all become successful. Whatever the law of the land is what regulates and keep things in order. It's not a bad thing that, if you do something wrong to somebody, you get it back. No, it'll make you think like, oh no, okay, I don't need to do that no more, right? It's not a bad thing that, if you hang around the wrong people, guess what? You get wrong back. But if you hang around the good people, you get good back. Why? Well, it's predictable. He's making it easy for you. Having laws set here in place is making it easy. So understand that whenever you have these laws, or whenever, and even not even only that, but whenever you feeling like, man, this ain't gonna happen, think about the law. Ask yourself, is it the law? Right, and the thing, and what make it, you see, y'all believe in the law, the law of criminal justice, and I get it, we all human, I understand that, but you got to believe in the laws of the land. They was here before criminal justice. The laws of the land was already here, so put your mindset on that. You got to keep a rich mentality in all aspects. If you've been watching this podcast, man, you already know I have a segment on here where I talk about one way to make $1 million. And one way to make $1 million, man, I'm going to just go in and get directly into it. Create and sell an ebook. Yeah, I said it. Create and sell an ebook. So, well, what if I don't have an ebook? Or what if I don't have anything to talk about? Well, learn something. Learn a skill. Once you learn that skill, master that skill. See, it's one thing to know something, but you haven't mastered it. Learn it, then master it. And once you master it, test what you've mastered. Test it. right? Which means, go out on people and test it, get their reactions, not just only yours, but get other people's, get, people close to you, people who don't even know you, friends, family, all that. Once you test it and you see that it actually works, okay, cool. Now you can start selling it, right? You can sell it, in person, you can sell it, online, you can sell it in the click funnel, you can sell it, anywhere on the website, any platform you can get it on. TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. It's out here. These are our online stores. And this is where you capture the people. So what I'm saying is create and sell an ebook. It can be an ebook on DJing. It can be an ebook on how to do hair. It can be an ebook on the podcast. It can be an ebook on how to create an ebook. But create a product. You got to create you a product or service that people are willing to buy from you. You have to create a product or service that people are willing to buy from you, right? And you'll see a huge difference. Now, how do I make $1 million, Reno? Well, check this out. You got to find you a product that you can sell for $50. You got to find you a product that you can sell for $50, right? And once you sell it for $50, sell it 20,000 times. That's going to give you $1 million. It's 7 billion people in the world. That's not even 1%. Think about that. It's 7 billion people in the world. That's not even 1%. So ultimately what I'm telling you is that when you create and sell this digital product, continuously sell it. Make sure you master that skill. Right? Put it on all the platforms that you can put it on and sell it 20,000 times. It may sound crazy, but 20,000 is not even 1% of the product. It's not 1% of the population. It's not 1% of the world. So find you that product that you can sell for $50 and go work. That's it. Go work. And remember, prayer without works is dead. Right? Prayer without works is dead, man. So I just wanted to lay that on y'all, man. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. I appreciate everybody that's actually, listening. Man, like I said, we got 32,000 family members, man, on TikTok, and they actually tuned in. So the goal is to get to 100K. Once we get to 100K, man, everything after that is grace. And like I said, it get past that, cool, we good. But I just want to be able to impact 100,000 people. That's all I ask, because it's impact over income. It's impact over income. You got to impact your people, and the income will come. But first, what do you have? What product do you have that's valuable? What service do you have that's valuable? And I think that's valuable. I think that when people realize that, okay, the way I make myself valuable by giving them something that's valuable, then then the sky's the limit. You have to realize that. But ultimately, create you a product, a service, sell that product or service, and once you sell it, man, just move forward. The sky's the limit. As y'all already know, man, I got these books, clothing line, Failing Young Equal, Rich Mentality, Traumatized by Love, 8 Steps to Self-Publishing a Successful Book. And man, y'all already know what time it is, man. This is the hub of Wealthy Minds. So keep a rich mentality. Peace.